also important for me to come here to honor him in the way that I think he deserves. As he said, we met about 20 years ago. At that time, I think I was a chief of staff to the governor of Lagos, and I believe that he was president of the Law Students Association of my own alma mater. So that's how I first met, and I'm very, very happy to associate with the remarkable and outstanding progress he has made. So when I saw the topic for my speech as being law leadership and ballot, governance beyond politics, I thought perhaps this may be more than a mere coincidence. You know, we're in a transition era, and there are a lot of promises and manifestos in the air now. And there will be more to be presented and some more to be scrutinized. So I promised myself that I will do my very best to disappoint anybody who is expecting me to provide a political headline for this speech. And I hope that I succeed, and I intend to succeed. But first, a word about the theme, which is altering the status quo and going against the norm. I could not help but notice that these words, status quo, have refused to leave us. They have found their way into the NBA week. Mr. Nebeli, how did this happen? Status quo. So they have been quite present in our political life, and they have lately been a fly in the ointment of some political parties. And if you don't get what I mean, I just ask you to cast your mind back to the last few months. You would have had status quo, status quo, status quo. And status quo has become a wrecking ball in some political organizations. Contestants on different sides have their own definition of what status quo looks like. And they have held it at the other side to say, have this is my status quo. And the other side has responded and said, no, this is our status quo. And interestingly, the status quo that each side has come from the same document. And I see Justice Party nodding his head. So they come from the same document, usually orders and decrees made by our courts. But each side has its own version of what status quo looks like. And I see some of my colleagues in the inner bar who are struggling perhaps to absorb themselves. All of us perhaps have a role to play. But why have I chosen to start here? I think that the time has come for Mercy's status quo to give us a break. Don't you think so? So, and this is, I think, what the organizers
gentleman that was here
had in mind when they said we should move away from status quo. So can we move to what I recommend?
sitting here.
State of
The
affairs.
one sitting here.
Let's leave that antiquated Latin word behind as a resolution from this meeting. Let us use very simple words like state of affairs, like the current situation, so that people at street level can understand what we are saying. So in this way, when we are making decrees, when we are writing rulings and orders, ordinary people will understand what we simply mean when we mention status quo, is current situation. And so what would the current situation be? I would recommend that beyond just saying status quo, I hereby order that the current situation be maintained. And for emphasis, I direct that the current situation is that we are in a meeting in this room as of this day. Nobody should change it pending the hearing and the determination of so and so. And I think this is one positive thing that helps to perhaps mitigate the distractions, the confusion that comes from how people interpret decrees and orders today. There doesn't appear to be enough clarity by street level language. And so, each side, we don't know who lost the case anymore. Each side has something to say, I won, and we are reading the same thing. Something is wrong, and we must depart from that. Those are my recommendations about